Hey guys, it's Miss Painter. Really quickly, I wanted to read through this excerpt from The Outsiders and the poem. You're going to do a compare and contrast today. So I wanted to read both passages for you and then also show you how I answered number one. So this will kind of hopefully help you answer number one as well. So here are our instructions. Please read the following excerpt from chapter 1 of The Outsiders, as well as Emily Bronte's poem, I'm Happiest When Most Away, and answer the questions. So I'm going to read these two passages for you and then show you how I answered number one. So let's start here. Excerpt from The Outsiders, chapter 1. I had a long walk home and no company, but I usually loan it anyway, for no reason except that I like to watch movies undisturbed so I can get into them and live them with the actors. When I see a movie with someone, it's kind of uncomfortable, like having someone read your book over your shoulder. I'm different that way. I mean, my second oldest brother, Soda, who is 16 going on 17, never cracks a book at all. And my oldest brother, Daryl, who we call Derry, works too long and hard to be interested in a story or drawing a picture, so I'm not like them. And nobody in our gang digs movies and books the way I do. For a while there, I thought I was the only person in the world that did. So I loaned it. Okay, and then let's read this poem, I'm Happiest When Most Away, by Emily Bronte. I'm happiest when most away. I can bear my soul from its home of clay, on a windy night when the moon is bright and the eye can wander through worlds of light. When I am not and none beside, nor earth, nor sea, nor cloudless sky, but only spirit wandering wide through infinite immensity. So I'm going to kind of go over this poem because it might be a little confusing. I know poetry is a really hard thing. So basically what she is saying is that she's happiest when she's by herself. When she's completely alone, that's when she is the happiest. So that's what she means when she says, I'm happiest when most away. So when she's away from everybody else, that's when she's at her best. She says, I can bear my soul from its home of clay. So she feels when she's around all these other people that she's in this kind of shell, this cocoon, this kind of clay enclosure. So she's saying that she's at her best when she's by herself. Okay. So we see the similarity between Emily Bronte and between Ponyboy in chapter 1 of The Outsiders. They both kind of like to be alone and they feel like there's nobody who really understands them well enough to be spending time with. Or to really be honest with, right? So obviously Ponyboy has his whole gang, but he feels like they don't understand him, so he kind of keeps them at a distance. Okay, so, and then obviously you're going to scroll down, there's some answers down here. I'm going to show you my answer to number one and kind of hopefully that will help you answer it as well. So the question says, both speakers discuss how they prefer to be alone. Do you think being alone is a bad thing? Why or why not? Cite evidence from either the text or your own experience. So I cited evidence from the text and then kind of gave my own experience too. So my answer was, I don't think it's a bad thing to be alone sometimes. For example, Emily Bronte states, I'm happiest when most away. I can bear my soul from its home of clay. I agree with this because I can get very stressed out and anxious during my day, and I feel much more relaxed and at peace once I'm at home by myself. I love having social interaction, but I believe it's healthy for humans to have time to themselves. Okay, so if you see here, I cited evidence from the text. I put the text evidence in quotations. So if you're going to use text evidence, make sure that you put it in quotations so that you're showing that you got it from the text. And then I also gave my experience. So this is probably a little bit longer. You don't have to type an answer that's this long. I just wanted to really show you guys my thought process. So just kind of give me an answer based on either your experience or use text evidence from the poem or the excerpt to show why you think either it's good to be alone or it's not good to be alone. Okay, make sure you answer questions 2, 3, and 4 as well. 2 is asking, what does the phrase home of clay mean in line 2 of the poem? Number 3, Ponyboy describes feeling alone despite having a whole gang of friends. What are 2 things described in the story that Ponyboy likes that his brother and his gang, or his brothers and his gang do not? So in the excerpt above, what are 2 things that he says he likes to do that nobody else really likes? And then number 4, look at the title of the poem. Why do you think the author chose this title, Happiest When Most Away? Okay, so that's what you'll do to answer these questions, and I hope you guys enjoy this poem.